studying English requires a lot of listening, grammar, vocabulary, speaking, idioms, and expressions, and sometimes you don't know how. Well, don't worry. Today I'm going to teach you the 30-day study plan. Welcome to Speak English with Tiffani. I am teacher Tiffani. Let's jump right in. All right, the first thing you need to do is to prepare 3 different journals. The first journal is your study notes journal. The second journal is your essay writing journal. And the third journal is your vocabulary journal. Now, remember I said this is a 30-day plan. And as you look at this calendar, each week is broken down by different colors. Now, you'll also see that on each day, there's a different color. Now, these colors represent the intensity and also the type of studying you'll be doing on that day. So let's jump right into the first week, okay? Now, each week, again, like I said, has different topics. So let's say for your first week, the topic you want to choose is maybe food. Again, it's up to you. Maybe you want to talk about or learn more vocabulary words and expressions that deal with food. And let's say for the second week, you decide that you want to choose the topic of politics. Maybe that's what you're interested in, okay? So for 1 week, you will focus on studying English related to politics. And let's say for the third week, remember, these are only examples and you can change them. For the third week, let's say you want to study vocabulary related to work, okay? Related to office environments or even your coworkers. You can pick job for this one, okay? And let's say for week number 4, the topic I want to choose is relationships. It can be family relationships, friend relationships, or any other type of relationship, okay? So I can choose that for my 4th topic, okay? So again, remember, the first thing you want to do is pick a topic for each week, okay? All right, now let's look at week number 1. Now, what you'll notice here on this screen is that each day, yes, it has a color associated with it, but you'll also notice that there is a different title for each day. These titles, again, represent the intensity, okay? The intensity of that day's study, okay? And you'll notice on the 7th day, there is a break. Now, let me explain it like this. Remember, your brain, when you're studying, you have to think of your brain kind of like a muscle, okay? A muscle that needs to grow. But just like when someone exercises their bodies, you have to give your body rest days. Just like that, you need to also give your brain rest days, which is why you have a break day, a relax day, and a medium day. But you also have a day where you go hard. It means you study very hard and the lessons are intense. So let's look at this in more detail. All right, so day 1, once again, day 1 is hard, okay? Now, as you'll see, it's broken up into a 60-minute period, okay? 60-minute period. So for the first 20 minutes, what you're going to do is focus on vocabulary, okay? You're going to spend 20 minutes focused on learning 10 words and sentences. Now, don't worry. I'm going to go into more detail about each part of this, okay? All right, the next 20 minutes is going to be focused on memorization and dictation, okay? Then the next 15 minutes is focused on writing, okay? You're going to get practice with your writing. And also the last 5 minutes is focused on reading out loud. Now, this is what I want us to do. Let's look at it a little bit closer. Okay, so again, day 1, you've chosen your topic. The first thing on the left is the vocabulary. Okay, the 3 things you need to do are, first, find 10 vocabulary words related to your topic, okay? You can look in a dictionary, you can look online, wherever you need to find vocabulary words related to your topic. Next, you're going to write the definitions in your vocabulary journal. Remember, we talked about your journal, okay? And finally, you're going to find one sentence for each word and write it in your vocabulary journal, okay? All right, now, the next thing we're going to do is the memorization and dictation. For this part, there's two things. You're going to memorize the 10 dictionary sentences that you did in the vocabulary portion, and you're going to time yourself to make sure you can memorize them in 20 minutes. This is very important. Remember, this is the hard day, so you're going to really have to study hard and it's intense, okay? Next is the writing. So you're going to write one sentence for each of the vocabulary words in your vocabulary journal. Remember, I said we're going to use the journals a lot throughout this 30-day study plan. Then remember to follow the same pattern from the dictionary sentences. So, for example, if the sentence is, I love to eat delicious food, only change one word. You can say, I love to eat delicious pancakes. I only changed one word because delicious was my vocabulary word. Okay? And last, choose only one or two words to replace. I just gave you the example, and that's what we're following. All right, and last, read out loud. Remember, you need to read the sentences you wrote 2 times out loud, okay? Make sure to be able to read all of them twice within 2 minutes. So you're going to time yourself for this portion, okay? All right, great job. Now, let's keep moving on. All right, day number 2, relax. Remember, I said the intensity is going to change depending on the day. And day 2 is a study day, but not as intense. Now, it still requires 60 minutes, but the first 45 minutes is for listening and watching. So you're going to spend 45 minutes focused on listening and watching. And then the last 15 minutes is focused on review. So let's look at this a little closer. Okay, so again, the first part is listening and watching. Now remember, you can always click the link in the description to download this study plan. So don't worry, it's right in the description, the link to this study plan, the free download, okay? All right, so listening and watching. The first thing is find a YouTube video, a drama, a movie, or a podcast about the topic. Remember, my topic was food, so I can go to YouTube and look up YouTube videos about food, but make sure they're always in English, okay? The key is don't stress, enjoy it. The purpose of this day is to literally take in information without stressing. Similar to how babies learn their mother tongue, whether it be English or Spanish or French or Korean, they don't sit down and write notes. They just listen a lot and take in the information. That is your focus for today. And last, once again, remember to relax. I want to say that point over and over again because many of my students have come to me explaining how difficult it is to study English. Sometimes your brain needs a break, okay? And then the review. Let's go on to the review. What you're going to do is review the previous day's words and definitions, okay? And you're also going to review the sentences you wrote for each of the words, okay? You're going to kind of do a recap. Recap just means to review, all right? Okay, let's keep going. Now we're going to move on to day 3. Day 3 is medium, okay? So it's not high intensity, but it's also not low intensity. It's right in the middle. And this is split up into 2 30-minute periods, all right? The first period is for comprehension and reading, and the second period is for writing. So we're touching all of the parts of English study. So here we go. Day 3, comprehension and reading. What you're going to do is find 2 articles about the topic. Remember, my topic was food. So you can find the articles on Google, online, or if you have a book or a magazine, whatever you find, just make sure it's about your topic, okay? Now, next, this is important. You're going to read the articles 2 times. You're going to read them 2 times, and if you have extra time, read them again. Remember, your brain is amazing. It can take a lot of information in, so try to read them over quickly. Now, the next phase is the writing phase. You're going to write down the 5 W's and the key point for each article in your study notes journal. So let's pause real quick. Remember, the 5 W's, who, what, when, where, and why. If you need to brush up or review this lesson, click the link in the top right of the screen where I explain it, okay? And after you have that, the key point is what you need to make sure you write down. And again, you're using your study notes journal, okay? Then after that, write down 10 new vocabulary words from the articles in your vocabulary journal. So for day 3, you're using both journals, your study notes journal and your vocabulary journal, okay? All right, so let's keep going now. All right, the lady just moved a little later, but we're going to keep going. All right, so now we're going to move on to day number 4. Day number 4 is hard. That means high intensity. All right, so our 60-minute period is broken up into 3 different sections. The first 25 minutes is for speaking and dictation. The second 25 minutes is for writing and memorization. And the last part is for review. So again, I'll go into detail, don't worry. So for the speaking and dictation, the first thing you're going to do is find a TED Talk or video on your topic, okay? Other videos are also okay, but I found that TED Talks are really helpful for English learners because they include the transcripts and they speak very well and very clearly, okay? All right, next, write 3 sentences from the talk in your study notes journal. Now remember, it doesn't matter which sentences they are. You can write any sentences you want from the talk. Now the purpose of this is you're going to practice saying them until you get the same pace as the speaker in the video. Now, this may take a little bit, but try to do it twice, and if you need to do it more, you can. You're trying to improve your fluency and your pronunciation, okay? Now, the next thing is writing and memorization. Remember, this is a 25-minute period as well. You're going to write 3 unknown expressions or idioms from the video in your study notes journal, okay? You're going to also write the definitions. So remember, the first 25 minutes was for dictation and pronunciation practice, only with 3 sentences. The second 25 minutes is specifically for learning new expressions. Remember, it's important to only do 3 because you don't want to try to do too much and then you'll get discouraged. So stick with 3, and then you're going to write your own examples. This is why this day is medium intensity, because you have to think hard to come up with your own examples, all right? And finally, for the last 10 minutes is the review. Review the sentences and vocabulary from day 3, okay? Again, you need to refresh your memory from what you did the previous day. All right, great, excellent job. Now we're going to move on to day number 5. Now, day number 5 is the relaxed day. It doesn't mean not study at all, but it gives your brain a chance to relax. And this is the writing day. Now, don't worry, it's writing for a good reason. So for this one, you're going to write about your day. Start from the morning, then go to the afternoon, and finally write about your evening. Use your essay writing journal. Okay, this is your 3rd journal again, okay? Use your essay writing journal to write about your day, okay? All right, now let's keep going. So for day 6, now we're going back to medium. Day 6, again, medium level intensity, all right? It's broken up into 2 30-minute periods. The English book is the first 30 minutes. Now, this is where it gets quite unique. This study plan is great because it's specifically for you as an individual. On day 6, you're going to find an English book of your choice. Again, I'll tell some more. The last 30 minutes is writing. So here we go, a little bit more detail. So the English book portion. First thing you do is choose one English book of your choice. It can be about grammar, expressions, idioms, vocabulary, or anything. But it must be about English learning, okay? Next, you're going to study one lesson from the book, or more if you have time, but I suggest only one to not overwhelm you, okay? So maybe Grammar and Use is one book that I really tell students to look at. Grammar and Use is a great book. Or you can choose one of my books as well, How to Make Long Sentences in English, How to Pass an English Interview, or even How to Pass IELTS Speaking. It's up to you. Just pick one English book, okay? And then you're going to make sure you understand the concepts well. You have 30 minutes to go over one lesson. That means you can go over it more than one time. Then, after that, you go to the writing section, okay? Using the concept you learned from the lesson in the book, write about the topic for the week using your essay writing journal. Now, let me explain that. Remember, my choice for week 1, my topic, was food. Now, let's say the book I chose was How to Make Long Sentences in English, my ebook. Well, I'm going to pick one lesson. So the lesson I studied today from that book was about how to include who, what, and when in your sentences. So now I'm going to go to my food topic and make a sentence using that lesson. This is going to be excellent for improving your ability to speak and to also assess information and to apply information that you learn, okay? Now, the next thing is, this is important because it helps you learn how to organize your thoughts and connect the things you learned. This is exactly what I said before. This is why this day is so important, all right? Now, let's go to the final day, day 7, the final day for this week, the break. Now, this day is when you take a break. You don't have to do anything. Relax and simply enjoy your day. What happens, remember, the brain is like a muscle when you're exercising in the gym. This will give your brain a chance to let everything you learned over the past 6 days sink in or soak in, okay? Soak in means to go in completely, okay? To go in completely. Think about a sponge, all right? Think about a sponge that you use when you clean the kitchen or you clean something else. The water that comes down goes inside of these holes and it soaks in completely, okay? That's what's happening on day 7. Just relax. Okay, so now the first week we've completed. We've completed each stage: hard, relax, medium. Hard, relax, medium, take a break. Now, what's happening actually is it's the same pattern for each week. Week number 2, week number 3, and week number 4 all have the same pattern. Now, remember, I said it's a 30-day plan, but sometimes months have 31 days. So the last 3 days, the 29th, the 30th, and sometimes the 31st, are your long break. Don't do any studying. Just relax. This is the 30-day study English plan. Remember, if you would like to download the PDF, the free download of the 30-day English study plan, click the link in the description. It's the full lesson in a PDF file just for you and totally for free. Also, remember to look on the left side of your screen to watch my next English video lesson just for you. And as always, remember to speak English.